So I just simply go down and walk. Now my dad is wondering that I must be having an affair with somebody or some, love interest that he's speaking.
Let's just call her Komal. Who is this Komal Sharma who you've been sending like money every week to? And I was like, I'm in a meeting. I'll call you in a bit.
इतना लेट नहीं चलेगा
30 and unmarried.
बैकलेस स्टॉप
अब्बा नहीं मानेंगे।
क्यों नहीं चाहिए बच्चे? चाहिए बच्चे?
लोग क्या कहेंगे सोलो ट्रिप हस्बैंड के साथ जाना
What do I do? Ari, just be. Not allowed.
Hi everyone, welcome to the Not Allowed podcast. This is a space where we talk about everything that's not allowed by the society, patriarchy, basically every Tom, Dick and Harry who doesn't want you to do things, but we do it anyway, secretly. I'm your host A, just another woman, human who's living a secret life like so many of you out there, and in solidarity, I'm just going to go with A. So today with me on the show, I have two guests with me. Mr. Abhay Maheshwari. He is a management consultant, TEDx speaker, host of so many podcasts to BHK. I can just keep going on. Welcome to the show, Mr. Abhay.
Thank
so
you. Thank you
much.
so much for having me.
And we also have Ms. Ayushi Shah. She's the team lead for brand solutions at Shebang, and also a serial solo traveler who's been to 21 countries already as a 24-year-old. So yeah, welcome to the show. Thank you so much.
Thank
being
you
here.
for having me here.
So yeah, on Not Allowed, today we're going to talk about how we aren't allowed to label ourselves and the way society puts labels on us in terms of, are you taking therapy? Kuch gadbad hai kya? Or I don't think you should be doing this to your body, so who cares about that? Let's just talk about what we think. And let's start with, why did we even think of therapy as a solution to our problems? Abhay, can you give us a gist of what did you even think of therapy before, and how's your journey been with therapy?
So essentially what happened is when I started my first job, I was very excited just like any other newbie, and I went on to the job. And then in a couple of months, I realized that I don't know a lot of things about life, not just about my job. I knew everything about my job. I was very good at it, but I didn't know anything about life. And that was crumpling me from within, because the more I didn't know myself, the more I felt others were steering my life. It could be a blueprint of MBA, it could be a blueprint of something else. But I just felt that, oh, is that all? Like, I'll go back home and from a 9 to 5 job, I'll go back home and then I'll just like watch TV and be like that. But there should be something more to life. So when these questions started coming to my mind, naturally it created a resistance with all the people around me, because they all were like, hey, this is quite normal. Don't read between the lines too much and stay where you are and think what you are. But somebody gave me an advice, and they said that, see, this is a very common thing that happens to people. And in India, it's very common, as we all know, to be shut down by people around us. So might as well go and speak out loud, share out loud your thoughts to a professional. There's nothing wrong in it. They might just give you some guidance, because some of these issues which you're facing are in work, in life in general, are perhaps not related to work or you being in that situation. If you quit your job, you might face the same problem because the patterns continue with you. So somehow that advice stuck to me, because I was in that dire need of help, and डूबते को तिनके का सहारा जैसे बोलते हैं. So I took that bet, and I think it paid off well.
Yeah, I can clearly see that. I mean, he's here with us today. So, Ayushi, what was your journey like? When did you first have that thought that, okay, I think I need therapy, or even have the thought of, oh, what even is therapy?
So I think ever since childhood, I was always complimented on the fact that, oh, you're so mature for your age. And then until very late in life, I realized that that's actually not a good thing.
I know, I've been there.
And then there is something wrong with me. And I was always also healthy, like heavy as a kid. So that wo trauma to matlab hota hai, but it's always like you just have to live with it. You no, until like you actually, when you start exploring and meeting new people, you realize that, okay, it's not right the way other people treat you and the way society keeps taunting you and keeps humiliating you. So probably in college I realized that, yes, there is something wrong, that it's not normal to just have randomly breakdowns. It's not normal to feel so low all the time, or to not have even like a shred of self-esteem. So I was like, then something needs to be done about it. And I think for me, weirdly enough, dating in this generation turned to be a blessing in disguise.
Wow,
Because,
that's the first time
because
I've heard it.
it's like,
Please elaborate.
the more red flags I kept encountering, the more they like threw it in my face that, okay, you need therapy because how are you attracting the same type of men in different fonts? So,
Wow. That's gonna be a t-shirt, yeah.
yeah. So I think it's been an interesting journey, but I think I'm glad that I took that step. And then it's been after my masters and after working for a bit elsewhere. When I came back to India last April, I started that was the first thing that I did. I started taking therapy.
I remember the first time that I even thought about it seriously. It was bachpan se, so I'm like, of course, I know I need therapy. That's not a big question. But that moment for me was I was at work from Powai to my house. It took about 3 hours in the rickshaw, and I have sobbed my eyes out to the level that the rickshaw guy actually had to drop me somewhere else. But he was so scared looking at my face that he was like, I'd rather not stop this rickshaw and ask this random woman to get down at a random stop. And he only stopped the rickshaw once I reached my locality. And he kept asking me, Madam, मैं कब से बोल रहा हूँ, आपको क्या हुआ? You didn't say anything. Now imagine the kind of drowning that I would have been in to not only listen to him, but the sounds of Mumbai, the traffic. I have no recollection of those sounds. So that's when I felt that, okay, कुछ तो बहुत ही
गड़बड़ है.
इतना भी like I don't think in professionals that sure have this kind of equipment yet that they can drown traffic. So yeah, that's when I took my first step and I started with videos with a lot of things that already my friends who were working in this space, they said, why don't you just come and talk about it? And that's how I started my journey. But now again there comes this situation कि अगर आप कर रहे हो therapy लेने जा रहे हो, that's not something, hey, you know what, I'm going to get a haircut tomorrow. That's not something you announce to the world and you just, keep posting it all over the place. So what were the kind of challenges that you faced? It could be in terms of your family or your friends, your colleagues, anyone. What kind of things did you do to sort of not make it known, hide it? What were your experiences?
Okay, so it looks like it's my turn.
I can go if you want.
Yeah.
Sure,
I wanna
anyone.
hear.
I think the first challenge was more internal than external.
Yeah, that's a big
That-
thing, I think.
Yeah, because somebody, like I said earlier, somebody said that go seek advice. And on a topic, on intimate thoughts of yours, which you are being trained as an Asian kid, Indian kid to kind of only disclose to your near and dear ones, and जिसके अंदर सिर्फ parents count करते हैं, siblings आते हैं, and once you get married, the spouse, and so that is the designed ecosystem for you to share your thoughts. Now here you are trying to share it with somebody else, confiding in that person, keeping all the legalities and everything aside. He or she is still a stranger. And how much do you open up? Because the more you open up, the more you are looking at yourself. Oh my God, I'm actually a horrible person. And oh my God, this is actually a fault in me. So I think it was first more internal than external. That how do you keep calm at a point where somebody tells you or shows you the mirror that, hey, Abhay, I don't think this is a she problem or a they problem. It's a you problem. Like, you have to look inside first. That was the biggest challenge. Second was definitely, because it is not like widely accepted ki, if you are having a back pain, you can go to an orthopedician and people will be cool with it. Yeah, okay, you should go to a bone doctor.
You even share your, I have a recommendation, but usually people don't go. I'm very proud about it. Kisi ko chahiye recommendation, so please ask me. Or therapist, psychiatrist, I have all of them like Zomato saved in my phone. But yeah, I'm sure that's not something you could have even gone and asked around ki main kahan jaun.
Yeah, so did my research, found the person, tried to figure out where to go, what to do. But of course, had to be done under the wraps, right? If just because, not that I was ashamed or blah blah blah. I didn't know what I was at that time. I just needed help, and somebody was, "Wait, डूबते को तिनके का सहारा था. हम लेंगे, हम करेंगे." But I immediately knew there's a lot of backlash that's going to come. And what happened is, I think in the first few sessions when the person showed me the mirror, I think thank you to my own inner patience that I realized that, okay, this person makes sense. And I need to listen. So I think the strength also came from within, that if the world doesn't allow me to do it, or if the world is kind of creating a stigma around it, I actually have to stand up. Because I can't keep going around telling everybody, hey, this is okay, this is okay. I need to focus on getting myself right. it's not my job to market the concept of therapy to everybody. I just have to create that shield and not let people cross that shield. And if that requires me to hide things, if it requires me to lie to people, I'll do it, because at the end I see that there is no damage to them but a lot of profit for me.
Yeah. Wow.
Fair enough.
That's so profound.
Yeah, and actually kind of similar because so you know what I had always heard is that therapy के लिए लोग जाते हैं whenever there's a trigger point, and मतलब डियर जिंदगी भी देखी हुई थी तो उसको इंसोम्निया हुआ तो तब उसने चालू किया कि अच्छा कुछ तो गड़बड़ है. Now in my case, when I started therapy, there were no obvious triggers. Because you're like, okay, you want to fix a mental health issue, you want to fix depression, and then that's when you go for it. I had those triggers in the past, but then I had sort of gotten over them. So I think it was to sort of look at it as a lifestyle change instead of a quick fix, and that was a fight that I had to fight with myself. That yeah, maybe in the first few sessions मुझे नहीं पता होगा कि मैं क्या बोलूँगी therapist को, because it's not depression अभी तो नहीं है कि उसको उसके साथ deal करना सीखना है, insomnia नहीं है तो मैं बोलूँगी क्या कि problem क्या है. So just sort of how to approach it. And I think the second thing for me was logistics. It's a real problem.
Yeah, that's I remember, I think I had started my therapy journey right before the lockdown, like a year or so before. And then suddenly, like, I'm there working from home. Now I had to pretend that I
there's a
am...
meeting.
Yeah, it's a meeting.
And I have to lock the door.
And the client and the brand or whoever, they want me to talk about this while I'm actually getting therapy. And my parents are walking around, my brother, and I'm still like, I understand, this is what the society needs, this is what they need. I am still trying to talk in code language while getting therapy in person.
Yeah.
So there were a lot of challenges that way, and that reminds me, Ayushi, please tell me how are your bank statements looking after your payments? We were just talking about this before.
So I am from a proper like Gujarati Jain family. Dad is a businessman, and which means that his CA does my income tax. So yeah, and then every like around March there's like this fight that how many UPI transactions do you do? Like that's like it's going in like 80 pages. What the hell? And that's when he's like, nitpicking everything. And then he just called me at work one day and he's like, who is this? Let's just call her Komal. Who is this Komal Sharma who you've been sending like money every week to? And I was like, I'm in a meeting. I'll call you in a bit. Because I was so stoned. I was like, I need to collect myself, think of an excuse, be a bit smart about it.
We actually made lists. ये लड़की को like she said, and I've sent it her to charity.
Yeah,
she's my
every
boss.
week.
So ये उसका बस we had a team lunch and this is my contribution.
Yeah.
She paid for something because she had the card and I didn't have the points. So yeah, I think I'm going to put out a list of excuses that
it's
I
for
already
charity.
have.
Charities, I feel like the best excuse because we Indian thinking. मैंने तो बोला था कि एक दोस्त की बहन है वो she does like food distribution among animals and homeless people. So I met her in Ladakh while I was traveling. See, the key to a lie is details.
Yeah.
So
and now अब कौन जाएगा लद्दाख? Details पता करने. अब तुम ऐसे बोल दोगे बैंड्रा वगैरह तो आ जाएंगे. लद्दाख कौन जाएगा?
Exactly. So I was like, तो फिर I had met her and I was very impressed with her work. And my dad knows that I have like a soft spot for charity. So then I told him that every week I send her money so that I can keep like getting good karma because like work sucks. So I have to have something going for me.
How can a dad say no to that?
Yeah, he's just like, okay, fine, but can it not be done in cash? Like, no, it can't be done in cash. It's like ask your friend to do UPI and you give your friend cash. It's a whole
That's
thing.
a conversation. I think therapists who are listening
Let's not
to
go
this,
there, I think.
yeah.
We don't
That's
want
a trauma trigger again. It's like I'm gonna speak about it in therapy tomorrow.
Point. Yeah. But what about you? I know you told me that when you were going through this phase and also trying to, along with your full-time job, try to get into different hustles and it just paid off so well, clearly, today. How was that whole journey of hiding about these things and finally getting to the place of being able to talk about it?
See, like I said, like it had to be done, and for me that meant like getting earlier. Like I was working 50 kilometers away from Delhi, and I had to go back home in Delhi. So I would stop in Gurgaon somewhere in the middle, and I'll say, hey, I'm just going for my friend's birthday party, or someday my colleagues have taken me out. But I had to do it, right? And then many a times the sessions I did after reaching home like at 10 o'clock in the night or something, the person was also very gracious to be so flexible. So I just simply go down and walk. Now my dad is wondering that I must be having an affair with somebody or some, love interest that he's speaking from 10 to 12 in the night. But that's okay. I got a lot of slack for it at that time. I just took it and I just moved ahead. It's easier said than done. Of course, it hurts you because my first instinct is, hey, you know what? Had you heard me out loud, I may not have been speaking to somebody else. But that's okay. I think what also I realized it, going back to the Dear Zindagi example, कि सारे रिश्तों का बोझ एक पे नहीं डालते. And I think it was very evident in the first few sessions itself that I need to listen and I need to get things in order. And if that means I have to, lie, kill, and do whatever that's needed, I'll do it. It was very, very straightforward in my mind. That has to be done.
Wow. And I'm just imagining how many times did you use the excuse of a birthday party? इतने friends हैं आपके? I'm sorry, मेरे तो नहीं है.
हाँ नहीं वो parents को नहीं पता ना. Parents don't know because when I started a new job, I have new colleagues. One day colleagues are taking out, one day senior is taking out, the other day HR is taking us out. करते देखो 4 हफ्ते
That is suspicious.
Yeah, how
So
did you get
I
away with
already covered 4 weeks, 1 week per session, right? So 1 session per week. Already 4 weeks are done. And then some sessions I would take like on the way from, because it was 50-kilometer ride, so I would take on the way to home. Okay, theek hai thoda. So one thing that I did was I never had the session on the same day at the same time. I kept moving it around.
Details.
हाँ,
Actually,
details.
Details.
So that is what helped me. कि अच्छा किस दिन सुबह हो गया, जाते वक्त आते वक्त कैसे तो
सुबह भी पार्टी कर ली.
कभी
दिल्ली में
नहीं.
तो कुछ भी चलता है.
हाँ दिल्ली में all night party all night.
That way. Yeah, so I think definitely I understand the whole this hiding, and one thing that I feel now that kind of lets you talk a bit more about it is humor. I have seen a guy called Patrick Tihan, and he does memes on therapy. There's so many jokes around it that he's like, okay, आज तो मैं ठान के गया, okay, I'm not going to overshare and say a lot of things, and then the next thing is at the club where he's just rapping and saying it all out. So that way, I feel there's a lot out there which can also not only normalize but kind of make this accessible for a lot of people. Kind of normalize it, like the way you said you've been dating all the kind of wrong guys. I think now there's a thing that people put in bios that I am in therapy,
Oh, definitely.
and that is like a green flag.
I haven't gone out on a date with a guy who hasn't been taking therapy. It's like a deal breaker.
But
now.
you didn't know about this.
I didn't know. I didn't know, but I never was ashamed of this. If somebody asked me, I used to initially call it as guidance, life guidance. Then I call it life coaching, and then eventually, when it became the mainstream thing, I just said, I took therapy for a while.
Yeah, I think you should look up on what's called attachment styles.
Oh,
Do you know about that? I think Abhay, that's your homework. You need to find out.
Let me give you also a homework. There's a podcast called Dysfunctional Family Podcast. You should hear into that. Yes.
Yeah.
Dysfunctional family.
Yeah. Dysfunctional Family Podcast.
Yeah, so let's all go back home. Let's get other podcasts on it. Let's talk about this in our comments on our social media. So if you think this episode is something that you really relate to, if you have any other questions or comments for us, please do let us know. We are available on Google, Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcast from. We also have subject matter experts and therapists coming on for special sessions so that we get more gyan and not just talk therapy but actually live the talk. So this is me signing off. Thank you so much Ayushi and Abhay for coming for our show today, and I'll be back again in another episode. Thank you so much for tuning in. See you next time.